Hello everyone, Mr. Hisner here, and today we're going to be doing surface area of prisms and cylinders. So one thing, before we get started, I just want to point out that for the surface area for these bits, we have what's called the LA, which is the lateral surface area. No, the lateral area, my bad, lateral area. And the surface area is always the lateral area plus the area of the base, like capital B. Sometimes there's two bases, sometimes there's only one. So it's just going to be that. This is just our general formula. So it's however many bases there are. If there's one, then it's just bit times the area of the base. If there's two, then it's 2 times the area of the base. But that's just the general formula. So there's only one prism, one surface area that we find that doesn't really fit this mold, and these are just rectangular prisms. And the reason that is because these are super easy to find. What we're going to do is we have length times width, so that's, we got this one here, and notice it's 2 times that because there's the top and the bottom. There's height times width, and there's 2 of those, and then finally we have 2 of these kind of front faces here, front and back, length times height. And so this is the only one where we don't find the lateral area, but if we are going to find this figure, what we need to do is realize that, let me just do this in yellow, is that every piece that goes vertical is 9. Every piece that goes kind of slanted horizontally is 13. Every piece that kind of goes down and off to the right is 7. Right. So when you're looking at these figures, you have to be able to see these. So let us figure out the bottom here. So we have the surface area. This is going to be equal to 2 times 7 times 13 because there's 2 of them. There's one at the top. There's one at the bottom. It's these flat top pieces, these top and bottom faces. Then we have 7 times 9, 2 times 7 times 9 because there's 2 of those. These are the ones, excuse me, on the sides here. And then finally we need 9 times 13, this kind of front face and this kind of back face, plus 2 times 9 times 13. And then we have, what, 182 plus 126 plus 234. And we add all those together, and we get 542. And these are feet squared. So again, these are nothing to worry about. Like if you're looking at this and you're worried about this, don't be. These are super easy. Just find all the rectangles. There's always a pair of them, multiply them by 2, and add them all together. It's very simple. So let's look at our first real surface area. These are of prisms. And of prisms, what we need to do is we need to find the lateral area. And again, this is the area that is not the base, right? So if I'm looking at my lateral area, it's these pieces here in green, and then this one in the back. It's all of these kind of pieces that aren't the base. This is the base. This is the base. How do I know that there's which is the base? Well, these solids always have 2 bases. Well, prisms have 2 bases, and the bases are really congruent, two congruent figures. Congruent in every way, even congruent in orientation. So if you look at like these 2 pieces, these aren't congruent in orientation. These ones are like this, like they're kind of like they don't fall flat on each other. However, if we took the top and the bottom, these triangles up here, notice how these would fall flat on each other and they'd be absolutely perfect. They are just kind of mirror. They are not reflective. These are symmetric. The bases are 2, I'm going to say not congruent. How about symmetric? 2 symmetric figures. Okay, so that's how we find our bases. And then the distance, the height of the figure is the distance between these two bases. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this one. So we have the lateral surface area is equal to the lateral area plus, this one is going to be, there's two bases. So the lateral area is the height of the figure. The distance between the bases is the distance between the bases. And P is the perimeter of the base, and then B is the area of the base. And so our surface area is equal to the height of the figure times the perimeter of the base plus 2 of the bases. Now, the height of this figure, well, our bases, the only two figures that are symmetric, that will fall flat onto each other, that are symmetric in every way, they're just kind of copy and pasted of each other, are these two in green. It's this triangle in the front, this triangle in the back, and then if you put them onto each other, they fall flat onto each other. And so the height of this figure is the distance between the bases. So notice the distance between the bases is going to be this 3 kilometers. That's this piece right here. That's this piece right here. So our height is 3. We need to find the perimeter of the base. Well, if this piece is 10, then this piece is 10 here. So we got 10 plus 12 plus 5, 15, 20, 27. Plus 2 times, what's the area of this figure? Well, the base for this one is going to be 1/2 times the base times the height, because this is a triangle. This is a triangle. So notice that the height of the triangle is not the height of the figure. The height of the triangle is right here, and the base of the triangle is right here. This is 12. These both are 12, right? So if this one's 12, then this one's 12. So the height of your triangle is going 2 times 1/2 times the height, the base, which is 12, times the height, which is 4.1. Okay, 3 times 27, this is 81, right? Plus, if we do all this, beep, boop, bop, boop, put those in the calculator, 2 times 0.5 times 12 times 4.1, this is 49.2. And then we add these two together and we get 130.2. And these are kilometers and they're squared. So again, the idea here is you need to look at what is my lateral area? Right, because your lateral area is going to be the height of the figure times the perimeter, not the height of the base. And then the height of our base is different than the height of the figure. The height of the base is this one, right? It's it's this one. All right, let's look at one more figure here. Here we go. So we're looking at cylinders. And again, it's going to be your surface area. Your surface area is the lateral area plus the area of the base. Maybe there's 2 here. I think there is 2 here. So yeah, of course, there's 2. So the lateral area for this one is going to be if we think about the cylinder, and we think about unraveling this, kind of like a roll of film. That doesn't make sense because you guys are kids. I don't know, like a poster board. You'll find that this is actually the circumference, 2 pi r. And this is still the height. And so this is just a rectangle, so length times width would just be the height times 2 pi r. And then we're left with this circle on top with the radius, and then this circle on the bottom with the radius. And so that's why we have this formula. We have this formula where the surface area is the lateral area plus this has 2 bases, so I'm going to multiply them by 2. And the lateral area is the circumference of the circle, so 2 pi r, times the height. And so we're just going to do, again, so we have two bases, and these are circles, so this is pi r squared. Now, the key is to recognize that these are pi's, and we're going to keep them as pi's. We're not going to round, my bad. We're not going to round until the very, very end, until the VB end, okay? So what are we going to do here? Well, all we need is the height of our figure, which is 26, and the radius, which we're given as 11. Again, pi's are junk, so I'm just going to throw them in the trunk. Let's leave them back there. Let's leave these guys back there. And then we need 2 times the radius squared, which is 11 squared, times pi. Now, I'm not going to, do not round. Do not round. We want exact, we want the answer as close as we can get it. Do not round here. Wait until the very end to round. Okay, so 2 times 11 times 26, 2 times 11, please later, please remind me later. 2 times 11 times 26, 2 times 11 times 26, I got this. This is 572. This is 572. And what are they? It's 572 times pi. Times pi. Think of this as like x or something, whatever. This is 121 times 2. This is 242 times pi. We want to put this into the calculator. We want to put this into the calculator. I'm not going to round this and then round this. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it all in. Of course, Google crashed. This was 572 pi plus 242. Pi. I'm not rounding. I'm not rounding. I'm not rounding. Not rounding this. I'm rounding this. This is what I'm rounding. I'm not doing 572 pi, round that, plus. I'm rounding once. I want the answer to be as exact as it possibly can be. So I'm not rounding this. And this is 2557.26. And these are yards. Yards squared. And that's where I'm going to end. Again, don't round this, add that, round that. Don't do that. Round it once. Put them together. Put it in the calculator just like I showed you. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.